In his book, Other People's Money, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis wrote, "Sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants." Now, that was immediately preceded by that now famous line he wrote, "Publicity is justly commended as a remedy for social and industrial diseases." Basically, Brandeis was arguing that if government activity were more visible to the public, there would be less corruption. Well, this week, all of this came together on one of those increasingly strange White House coronavirus task force briefings. Donald Trump invoked both sunlight and disinfectant in separate and distinct thoughts, although both with a common aim. Upon hearing that sunlight and disinfectants kill the novel coronavirus, he postulated, quote, "Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, supposing you brought the light inside the body, either through the skin or some other way." Intriguing. Last week, I mentioned that before something is a breakthrough, it's a crazy idea. But this crazy idea was half-baked. And Trump wasn't done with his amateur science outing. On the issue of disinfectants, also known to kill coronavirus, he offered this suggestion, quote, "I see the disinfectant where it knocks out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because, you see, it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So it would be interesting to check that." End quote. Note, I'm no scientist, but please let the scientists check that before trying it home, because injecting or ingesting disinfectants is generally fatal. Trump admits he isn't a doctor, but he has been touting nonsense snake oil treatments since March, after he realized that his prognostication on February 26, 2 months ago, that the number of coronavirus sufferers in the United States will go from 15 to 0 wasn't going to come to pass. As he often does, in the face of backlash, Trump chose to walk this incredibly harmful medical advice back. He said he was actually being sarcastic when he made those treatment suggestions. Now, the number of coronavirus in the United States is approaching 1 million. More than 50,000 people are dead. Just yesterday, more than 2,000 people in America died from the thing the Trump administration and its right-wing media backers delayed taking seriously until it was too late. Trump has no idea what he's talking about, sarcastic or not. America has faced the scourge of science deniers for decades. You'd hope we'd have learned by now to leave science to the scientists.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.